Hello everyone and welcome to today's PhotoBiz live event where we'll be talking about Ask Me Anything About AI prompts. So if you've never messed with AI or don't know how to ask the right questions, today we're going to talk about it and how you can optimize your website for it, how you can write clearer with it and get across the message that you want to in a more specific way versus it being very generic. So I'm going to sit tight, going to give people some time before we get settled in, and yeah, we'll take a look at that as we go. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. But again, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We're putting all our content here that's live that you can watch anytime. So let us know what types of content that you're looking for so we can make sure that we're putting it together for you. We're going to give people some time and then we'll get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Again, we're going to be focusing on AI prompts, primarily how you can utilize it in with PhotoBiz AI inside the website builder itself. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. And let's go ahead and take a look. I created a blank page because we're going to ask some serious questions as we go throughout today. When it comes to creating, prompts for specific pages, like if we're creating anything for like a home page or anything like that, that's our main focus. So let's go ahead, have this page open. We'll go through and just, you can generate anything from here. So, we'll just go ahead and put a title, a banner block that we know we'll utilize. So I'm just going to put this here for now. Then we'll probably put an introduction block. So we're going to put something like this. So I'll select this one. And maybe that's kind of our starting point. We just kind of know where those two are. right? So these are the ones that we want to update, especially for a homepage. You want to make sure that you're getting across the types of messaging that you want for your clientele. So, just to quickly put something out here, we want to know what it's going to look like. I'm just going to put a couple things just to break up the page so it gives it a little bit of life so we can see what's going on. And then maybe we just throw a form underneath it. We'll keep it basic for now. Keep it basic. We'll just add one. There we go. We'll make it the simple one. There we go. All right, simple enough. Starting with a basic website page, if you're going to do that and you're like, okay, I got all these pre-designed blocks, got this information in here, this is where you want to come in and like curate what's written. Now, sometimes I like to, especially if you have something up here, if you want to change all that titling, we'll come back to that later, but let's focus on like the core pieces that usually get updated. When we're talking about like the welcoming message for SEO purposes and such like that. So that's the main thing, is we want to create something that's SEO proficient. So I'm going to be myself, Jeremy Heiler, and I'm going to be a photographer from Greensboro, North Carolina. So let's take a look, open it up. This is all going to have just filler. But we have Ask PhotoBiz AI, and Ask PhotoBiz AI is going to assist us when it comes to writing anything. So say I wanted to write a prompt for this page. Well, look, it's going to be real easy. So there's another page that I want to showcase first before we jump right into that. We're going to go to our blog.photobiz.com. We've written some articles that are recent about this. So SEO writing prompts for photographers, blogging prompts for photographers. These are going to be key for helping you when it comes to creating content for these pages. So I would definitely take a look at some of the things that we talk about here, like what writing a prompt is. A writing prompt is a simple sentence that or question designed to guide the AI or generate relevant content. Think of it as a creative nudge. You're feeding an AI a focused idea or response with a full and ready paragraph or event of a full page. So for example, you could use something like write an SEO-friendly paragraph about a family photographer session in Seattle using keywords for like Seattle family photographer, natural light, family portraits. And the AI is going to generate something below it. So these are types of things. Now we have some prompts that you'll see on the inside here that kind of get you motivated on what to write, but you're going to want to go beyond that. So you can see that it has basic ones like write me a bio, I'm a senior photographer based here, help me write this, and so forth. So we want to write a welcome message. What type of photographer we are. My name is Jeremy Heiler. I'm going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm going to specialize in whatever said photography that you do. So instead of just writing, I'm Jeremy Heiler, a photographer in Greensboro, NC. I do weddings and families. This is a welcome message. Something so broad that it's just going to generate text. It's going to overwrite in a way. And sometimes it gets a little lost in itself. So you can see it's like, okay, here's welcome to my photography service, not something I want to start with. Hi there, I'm Jeremy Heiler. Yep, okay. So it got some beats. Your wedding day is an important one, but it starts breaking everything up like that. I just want something general, like an opening paragraph. So I might do something different instead of asking this. I'm going to be more specific of what my needs are. So I'm just going to paste this in, and we're going to go over it. So I'm going to ask it to prompt this way. Write a homepage welcome message from a photography website. I'm Jeremy Heiler, a photographer based in Greensboro, North Carolina. I specialize in, you choose whatever photography that you want. I'm just going to pick families and weddings. Right? I want to welcome visitors, share my mission, quickly communicate the value of my services, and make it warm, artistic, and optimized. So you can see right here, we're asking for more than what would be presented normally. Instead of being very broad strokes, we're asking it to write a homepage welcome message for my business, a photography website. I'm who I am, photography, and where I'm located. I specialize in whatever type of photography that you do, wedding and family. And then it's a welcome message to visitors, share my mission statement, what I want to do, quickly communicate the value of my services, make it warm. Now you're talking about tone. Make it warm, artistic, and optimized for SEO. So in that, we've told them who we are, what our business is, where we're located, what type of which type of photography genres we do, tone, and value. All that's communicated, and that's what we want our welcome message to do. So giving it a prompt like this, it should curate something that feels more focused and defined. If you throw something out there just very broad, you're going to get a very broad statement back. But if you keep drilling down, you're going to find better results with those expectations when you give it more. So if you feed it more, the better prepared it will be, if that makes sense. If you give it very broad answers, it's going to be very broad because it doesn't quite know who you are. So you need to make it get familiar with who you are as you create the type of content for your page. So we're just going to click Generate Text. It's going to go through the motions of generating specifics based on what we've prompted it with. It's fairly fast, so it's going to communicate that. And you can see, here we go. So now it's got welcome to this. So I would probably take this and probably put it up here. I'll probably change this to a paragraph. And you'll see my mission. Hello, and thank you for visiting my photography website. I'm Jeremy Heiler, a passionate photographer based in Greensboro, North Carolina, dedicated to capturing beautiful moments of life through my lens. Beautiful. My mission. Now, this is where you can start pulling away certain lines. You might not need that. It's going to kind of regurgitate like prompts and stuff like that when it needs to. But that's just because that's how AI reacts. At Jeremy Heiler Photography, my mission is to create timeless images that tell your unique story. Whether you're celebrating a wedding or gathering your family together for a portrait, I strive to make every session memorable and enjoyable. I believe in the power of photography to preserve special moments and allowing you to relive your cherished experiences through years to come. Very, very good. And then you can see there's some other like sections that we can take from this and probably utilize throughout the website too. We're just going to take this opening paragraph section because this is really what we want. We could instead of it saying welcome to Jeremy Heiler Photography, we want to kind of keep this very section like this. You can put Greensboro. That way we know where we are. When we hit Save Changes, you can see what it's doing now. So it's getting in there. And you can start curating it, changing the layout, the design of it more as you get familiar with what's there. Don't just take what's always presented because sometimes it's not the best. Okay? We want to make these better, more passionate expressions to feel more like you. You can see it's getting somewhere closer to what I was going for. And like you can start pulling away sections and things like that so you get the right description of what you're going for. Now what would I change here? I'm just going to change the size of this because I want it to come up to there. There we go. So now we got a section, we got a curated content, we've used the prompts that are available. So when you're writing the content on the page, you want it to be expressive, you want it to hit those notes that you want to, you don't want it to be overly long, so you're gonna have to edit afterwards. Don't take everything as face value because again, as I reiterate, it's sometimes it gets a little bit caught up in itself and regurgitates the same thing. That's just the notion of how AI kind of looks at content. But it's about drilling down to the right message. Broad strokes, you're going to get a broader answer. Specifics prompts are going to get more specific, like it put in the who, what, when, where, and why about me, which is what I want. So you could take those moments and then you could add other sections if you need to. We have this section here, but we have the other content that was available. Maybe we want to make it a text plus image section. You could do that, like maybe it's an about you area. We have content that we've already written. You can paste in there, why choose me? Pop it up in there. And look, we're going to get this nice little section now. Isn't that nice? We'll go through, modify things when we need to. Change the font when necessary, so you're getting a more specific look. So you can see, like, it's already filling out the way I intended it to. Then of course you can modify anything afterwards. Why should someone choose me? Well, out of what I described earlier, here's what it looks like. Now, what I might take away, we already have a learn more, so we don't need the contact me section. And I don't want to lead them away from me, so I'm going to take that away as well. So we're going to keep it here. Personalized experience, artistic approach, quality over quantity. And there you go. See, now you're working with the prompts, you're creating the content, curating the pages that way. And then you can do this over any type of page. So if we're going to create something like an about page, of course we wanted to be more specific for about content. So I'm going to create a new page. Just going to select an about page that's already been pre-designed and kind of look at its beats and kind of work with it. So I'm just going to select this one. I'm going to call it about to. There we go. So we want to create something that's more curated. Again, who knows you more than you, right? So we need to give it information. So we're going to click over here. We're going to ask PhotoBiz AI a question. Instead of being very broad, we're going to feed it something, right? So let's go ahead and feed it something. Create an About Me section for my photography website. My name is Jeremy Holler. I'm a photographer in Greensboro, North Carolina. I want to include why I became a photographer, what makes my style unique, how I work with clients, and a few personal details to help me connect with me. Keep it professional but personal. Make it SEO friendly. Then you can add a couple more like personal items. Personal reasons why for photography. Got a camera when I was young, fell in love with cinema, like movies like Jaws and Alien. And there you go. So something a little personal here and there. And now we're just going to tell it to generate the text. We're giving it some broad, we're taking it away to broadness. We're giving it to, specifics, so it creates a better narrative for us. So, this is where you might change some things here and there. You might want to change these settings, but let's see what it looks like first. And there we go. Look at this. Hi, my name is Jeremy Holler. I'm a passionate photographer based in Greensboro, North Carolina. My journey into photography began at a young age where I received my first camera. Ever since, I have been captivated by the power of visual storytelling, how a single image can convey deep emotions and narratives. My love for cinema, especially iconic films like Jaws and Alien, have greatly influenced my, photographic style. I strive to create images that are cinematic in nature with a strong focus on composition, lighting, and mood. Isn't that amazing? Like it's taking everything that I would naturally say, but it's saying it just based on a few things that I've prompted to do. And that's what a prompt will do. Give it more and you'll get better results. That's the main thing when it comes to any type of AI prompt. If you go broad, again, you're just going to get very broad. Like, I like photography because I like shooting. It's going to be, there's no heart there. So you want to feed it emotions when it goes into there. The next line would be, collaboration is at the heart of my work. I believe the best photographs come from strong connections between the photographer and the client. I take my time to understand your vision and desires, ensuring every session is tailored to your needs. Whether you're looking to striking a portrait, vibrant event photography, breathtaking landscapes, my goal is to create a comfortable environment where we can work together and achieve stunning results. That's awesome. So, you can take that, you can take elements from here and put it elsewhere if you need to. I might do that. I'll just take a little bit there. You could put it in here if you wanted to, right? You might want to put a nice little subject. and then you can create other moments like this as you go through. So you can see how quickly you can curate a page by just adopting prompts, creating prompts. And there's things you can look into that can assist you with prompt making. Again, take a look at some of the options that we have when it comes to writing prompts on our blog.photobiz.com. How to write an effective one. Always know your photograph genre, photography genre. Be clear whether you're writing about which type of photography you do. Example, describe a maternity photography session as. Your location, the page type, current goal that you want to happen on that page, primary SEO keywords that you want to be discovered for, and the tone. So these are the 5 things you need. Just like you need the 5 W's for like your homepage, or when it comes to writing anything, here's your 5 pieces for creating an effective prompt, especially when you're focused on SEO purposes. So take a picture of this, go to the website, check it out. I'll throw it over in the comment section so you can see where that's at. But this is where you really get the meat to it all on how to create the proper prompt. So now when we're going down into the prompt formula, you can see the basic formula you can follow after that is, write X content for photography genre, photography and city using X list of keywords or tone of voice. And that can be, this real world example. Write a service page for boudoir photographer in Denver using keywords to empower, like empowering photo shoot, Denver boudoir photography, and warm body positive tone. The simple formula gives PhotoBiz AI the context it needs to generate the polished SEO ready content. So think about that when you're putting all this content in. You're feeding it, you're making it understand who you are, your intent is, so it can give out a better description for everything. So for like different types of home pages, you might want to look at like for newborns, perfect for white matters and stuff like that. You want something that's perfect and warm, home-based brand focused for organic lifestyle imagery. Write a homepage introductory for a luxury newborn photography in X city and state using keywords in-home, newborn sessions, natural light, baby photography. Seniors, if you cater to high school students, you want a stylish Instagram-worthy images. You might want to write a bold, fun homepage section for a senior portrait photography in X city, targeting keywords like senior photo city name, and then creative senior portraits. Portraits, ideal, photographers serving both professionals and creatives. Create a homepage hero statement, a portrait photography who offers professional headshots and creative studio sessions in city. And you see how it goes on. You want to basically really tell it exactly what you're looking for. Name, tone, city. Those are the big 3 things you want to make sure that you got right. You want to make sure those are included in every prompt. But again, the formula doesn't go there. You got to see the page type of goal. This is the intent is to get people to sign up. Is the intent to be warm, optional? Like you want things to be like friendly, conversational. Think about how you want to make it sound, because it can change it completely. So if I were to take what we wrote here, right, I'm going to give it just, I'm going to just copy it. When I hit copy, you now could either just click here and then just go from there and just change the tone, or you could say, same thing again. If we were to change it completely, I'm just going to paste the same prompt in, keep it professional but personal, and make it SEO friendly. Mention my love for movies like Jaws and Alien. Instead of being professional, I'm going to say enthusiastic. Ooh. Bubbly. And personal. And that's going to change it completely. So let's see what happens. How does the language change when I give it a new tone? Got the similar ideas, but we're just changing it just a little bit. So We can look at these two together. I'm going to bring this up here so we can look at it together. So first, the original was, "Hi, I'm Jeremy Heiler. I'm a passionate photographer based in Greensboro, North Carolina." Just first line. "Hey there. I'm Jeremy Heiler, a passionate photographer based in Greensboro, North Carolina. My journey into photography began at a young age when I received my first camera. My journey of photography began as a love affair with capturing the world around me. Inspired by stunning visuals of favorite movies like Jaws and Alien, I picked up my first camera and instantly fell in love with the power of storytelling through images. The thrill of creating atmosphere and emotion in a single shot is what fuels my creative." So you can see, like, there is a tonal voice change. Ever since I have been captivated to visual storytelling, like when I got my first camera, my love for cinema, etc. What sets my style apart? I believe blending vibrant colors, like it's talking more about like visually how I stand out. So think about that. Think about how you want it to sound. And you can keep curating it as you go, but understand what your tone is as a business and how you want that to reflect. Maybe one's more professional, maybe one's more enthusiastic, maybe one's more masculine, maybe one's more feminine. You have to think about the type of language and how you want it to feel to people. Do you want a warm experience? Do you want a more sterile experience? Think about that when you're communicating to your customer type. Now, if you're dealing with families and stuff, you want it to be probably more warm. But when you're talking to, like, say, commercial items, we're selling products or anything like that, you might want to be more straightforward and professional. A warm voice might cater to someone where the other one's more sounds like, "Oh, wow, they know what they're talking about. I want to hire them." So you got to think about that language when it comes across to customers. So prompts and the right language is very important. All right. So you can see the two differences there. Now let's just jump over to another example. So now we want to do one about our portfolio so it's found in search. So we're just going to pick a simple gallery. Okay? Just going to pick something simple. I'll pick this one. Gallery 3. How about that? That way we know what we're on. So we're on Gallery 3. We have some sections here, then some there. But we want to beef this section up because this isn't really going to be enough to like feed what we want for our customers. We want people to know certain things. So we're going to take, instead of being just, quick, broad thing, we're going to write a more structured prompt. Okay. Write an introduction to my photography portfolio page. I'm Jeremy Holler, a Greensboro-based photographer. I want to briefly explain what types of sessions are in my portfolio. Primarily weddings for this one. How about that? And what clients can expect from our work. What makes my photography visual unique? Keep it concise, keyword rich, warm in tone, but professional. Okay, simple enough, right? That's all we needed to write. Just a quick paragraph so we can generate a better storytelling paragraph. And there we go. Now we can keep some pieces. I like what it said earlier. You might see some sections here that you might not want. So again, do a little self-editing. So kind of read over it. When you choose to work with me, you can expect a personalized experience that reflects your unique story. I pride myself on creating an atmosphere where you feel comfortable and confident, allowing me to allowing me to capture authentic emotions, genuine connections. My approach combines artistic vision with a keen eye for detail, ensuring each photograph tells a compelling narrative. And you can keep going. You can kind of see what's going on and remove what you don't want. I'm just going to see what this looks like real quick. Change this to header 2. paragraph 1. Put that over there. Put this over there. There we go. Then we hit save changes. There we go. And it already looks structurally more interesting, giving us straight into the page. So these are the little things that you need to think about. All the types of pages that you create. When it's talking about services, you need to write something that's like, write a main introduction to my photography services. I'm Jeremy Heiler of Photography in Greensboro, North Carolina. I offer services like, whatever type of photography you do. I want to describe what my clients can expect, how I work, and what makes my sessions stress-free and custom. And make it inviting and optimize for local search, and encourage them to book with you. You could write that. Boom. Done. Easy. But beyond just writing the page content is the SEO itself. Now, we've told these pages to optimize for on-page SEO, but you also still have to do the same thing for the actual, sections itself for SEO. So we're going to customize the SEO as well. Now here, you could, again, put in something very basic if you want to, but you can take the same prompts that we were messing with earlier. That's why I always recommend creating a document with all the ones that you have, and that way you know how to feed the SEO sections that you want. So if I was going to tell it to, write a welcome page or, home page, I could tell it to do the same thing. So we're going to take just a moment to write something out, and then we're going to feed it to the machine just like we did earlier. So I'm going to take this section again, I'm going to paste it in here. Write a homepage welcome message, where you're located, types of photography you do. I'm going to say family. All right, simple enough. Same thing as we had earlier. And then we generate it. And that's going to create our SEO, and it's going to try to fall within the Google specific character limits and also give us keywords. So it knows Jeremy Heiler, Greensboro photographer, family photographer, wedding photographer, professional photographer, artistic photography, captured memories, photography services, photography expert, North Carolina photography. I am welcome to JeremyHeilerPhotography.com, family and wedding expert. Discover the heart of Greensboro, North Carolina photography with Jeremy Heiler, specializing in the wedding, capturing moments of artistry. So this is what it would look like. Fast, easy, same prompts, feed it more information, better results. If you're too broad, let's just do one that's really broad. I'm not even going to say what type of photography I do, but I'm just going to say Jeremy Heiler, photographer in Greensboro, North Carolina. You can see it's going to give us Jeremy Heiler, photographer in Greensboro, North Carolina, capturing moments. Discover Jeremy Heiler, talented photographer in Greensboro, North Carolina, specializing in stunning photography that captures the most cherished life. So it's way too generic. It doesn't know where you want it, doesn't know how to fall into it. So it's just spit something out versus giving you a more curated with warm language, anything like that. So think about the types of stuff you want to say when you're capturing an audience. You want to keep it warm. You want to make sure it's SEO focused, but you want to also make sure the language is speaking when people want to click in all those pages that are on Google. Why would they want to click on this versus the one that is currently in our test area right here? Why would I want to click on this? This tells me nothing, but this tells me more. Tells me wedding, family, tells me you're an expert, tells me the location, where this one just tells me purely you're a talented photographer. That's it. So focus on that when it comes to anything. All your pages, anything, especially when it comes to the galleries. Same thing. We want to feed it the same information. Go to here. Let's change it. Let's ask PhotoBiz AI. Again, we want to do this. I'm going to write the same prompt that we had earlier. We're just going to tell it to focus on weddings. We'll put engagements as well. All right, let's see. Okay, stunning wedding engagement photography, Jeremy Heiler's portfolio. Isn't that cool? Explore the uniqueness of it. Greensboro's Jeremy Heiler. Expect creativity and a personal touch behind every shot. So it's definitely more curated than it would just been like my about portfolio. Like if I just say Jeremy Heiler's portfolio, Jeremy Heiler wedding portfolio, Greensboro, NC. Yeah, it even picks up like the name of the page it's named as. So it's just too generic, too boring, I guess you could say. So it doesn't know what you want to say. So make sure that you are being tight and focused. Again, when it comes to prompts, follow the formulas. Here's a creative prompt. Follow this. This is what you want to know the most. Again, go to our blog.photobiz.com. You'll see this recent article. It's SEO writing prompts for photographers. Take this in, apply the formula, create the written content. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about one other thing that you're going to utilize a lot, and that's actually creating blog content. So how can you create effective blog content? Well, same way. And it can be fast and easy. So let's take a look at some options that you can do when it comes to creating SEO genre specific stuff. So let's jump over to our blog. I'm going to create some new blogs. We're just going to call this one let's see, what would be a good one? Might be something like this. Capture, whoop, hit the wrong button. There we go. Capture real connections. Jeremy Heiler's family photography in Greensboro, North Carolina. Easy enough. All right. So now we have that. This block here, we can ask PhotoBiz AI again to do something. So if whatever the subject is about, you can put that in there. Local SEO, you can bring up topics like that. Anything in particular. So if you're doing this genre specific, so we are asking it to do, anything in there, we can select something like. So we got this. Let's see what it does. Write an article focused on this title, right? So we know that. Keep it warm, professional, focused, and rely on SEO for local customers. So what are we telling it to do? Write an article focused on this title. Keep it warm, professional, focus, and rely on SEO for local customers. Capture real connection. Jeremy Heiler's family photography, Greensboro. We're just going to put NC. That way it's picking up the who, the what, and where. We're giving it a reason why now. So I'm going to ask it to generate text that's going to create our blog post. There it is. So now we got capture real connections. It's going to talk about it, why choose me, etc., etc. I'm going to tell it to save for now. And you don't have to leave it just like this. Oh, it's call it a day. Again, you can go through self-edit. You can cut pieces up remove things where you want to. You got testimonials here. What I would do is I would cut this, save, add an image, paste it back, then paste that remainder here, and kind of do that throughout the page when you need to, so you just break up the information so you have something that makes it more attractive as you go on. So then when you get an article that's ready, now you got something really cool, you can bring it to life. See? And then you can add at the bottom of every blog, always add a button where you want to go next, which is usually booking. Done. It's not that hard. There's so many articles that I've written about blogging that I definitely recommend taking a look at. Take a look at those guides. We also just wrote a blog about SEO blogging prompts for photographers. So if you want to jump in on this explains it again, what prompting is, but then how to write effective SEO blogs and the types of blog prompt ideas. So by genre, for a newborn, you might write something like, write a blog post on what to expect during an in-home newborn session in the city using keywords and lifestyle newborn photography and city baby photographer. Create a blog offering tips for preparing your home for a newborn session. Seniors, you might want to write something fun post about choosing the perfect location, targeting the keywords in that area, and graduation portraits. Create a guide for parents on when to book senior photo sessions. Portrait and branding photography, write a blog post on how to get the most out of your branding session in X city, and then using keywords like personal brand photography and the city headshots. Explain the difference between headshots and personal branding photos in a clear tone and so forth. So you can see this is how you write the type of content based on that. You take an idea, you give them the who, what, when, and where, utilize these prompts, the genre, location, the blog's focus, target the SEO words, and tone of voice, and you're going to get beautiful written stuff that you can then go through and edit till it says exactly what you want to say versus you trying to write everything from scratch constantly, because that can get A, exhausting, B, not cost effective, C, no time. I mean, when do you have time for this? And what's nice is D, you can schedule ahead. You can create all these blogs, but then go ahead and have them pre-published and ready to go. So you can set up your publish dates and be like, okay, I want this one to go out at a different time. I'm going to set it up to go out next week, and then you can start writing 3 more blogs, and then you got like a month worth as you go on. And that's the power of the AI prompts. It helps expedite this stuff so you can have more time when it comes to focusing on your clientele. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. We want to make sure that we're curating the right things for you when it comes to the types of content that you're looking at. Again, definitely take a look at these articles that were recently written. One is called SEO blogging prompts for photographers, SEO writing prompts for photographers. So you can see 2 of them are different, but they have similar goals, but we wrote them back to back because they have different ways of talking. Definitely check those out. They'll be able to help you when it comes to creating the right prompts. You can always review this video again anytime as well. We also have, other guides available when you need them, such as the ideal guide for videos, how to create SEO, and much, much more. One of my favorites is let's see if I can find it. I think it's called 7. Yeah, 7 topics. This is one of our old ones, but I'm going to make sure that you know about it as well. 7 topics photographers can use to help blog for SEO. So if you need any help, here's some topics that you can share right away as ways to get started for your prompts. Definitely check these out. These are available as well. This one I'll put there in the comment section as well after this event as well. so you can see how to do it. But these run you through different types of subjects if you're stumped on even getting started and what to write about. These would be helpful. 7 topics. 7 topics, but it's over 28 different stories you can start with. That's a whole year's worth. So definitely recommend taking a look at that. Also, if you ever need any help, you can check out education.photobiz.com. You can see we have our coaching services available here. So if you want one-on-one help and assistance building your website or making updates, we have designs, assistance, e-commerce and client galleries, marketing, forms and contracts, SEO, and getting started itself. $150, 1 hour. You can get a lot done in that time period. Trust me, it's one of our most popular services that we have available. Our coaches are here to assist you get everything the way you want it. You can also check out upcoming events. Next week, we will not be having an event because it's the 4th of July, so we're taking a day off. But we'll be coming back talking about domain management and how you can update your website to make sure it's formulated to work the right way for you. And we'll also talk about domain names and such, how important they are when it comes to search. After that, we'll be doing website reviews and then ask me anything about designing with PhotoBiz. We got brand new features that I can't wait to show you. You've seen some of them already, but we got some even newer ones coming out that are just going to help make building faster and more efficient at the end of the day. Also, you can always check out our on-demand videos anytime. You can see the quick start series that's available here that you can walk through getting set up. You also have all our tool demos that are available. You can watch anytime as well. And that's pretty much it for today. I want to thank you all for joining me. If you're here, thank you for joining me. If you're watching this later, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us grow. And let us know in the comment section what you're wanting when it comes to content. What are things that you're struggling with? What can we educate you on so you get a better understanding of the PhotoBiz platform and websites in general? Hope everyone has a great and wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.